No one saw this coming. Just when you thought this season couldn't get any crazier, the Grizzlies hit a new low. A streak was snapped, history was made for all the wrong reasons, and now this team is looking more lost than ever. From shocking losses to major concerns moving forward, we've got a lot to talk about. What's up, Grizz Gang? I'm your host, Maia McCoy, here at Grizzlies Digest, and we have a lot to break down, so let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about this record-breaking struggle. The Grizzlies has scored 100-plus points in 71 straight games, a franchise-best streak. However, that streak is now gone. Memphis finished with just 99 points last night, our lowest total all season, with the final score being 19-115. And it really started from the jump. The Grizzlies started off very slow, couldn't get into a rhythm, and then to top it off, they only scored 10 points in the entire fourth quarter, and that's how you lose a must-win game. We got outscored in the first quarter 29-38, outscored in the second quarter 29-33, and despite a somewhat decent third quarter where we outscored Portland 31-25, it didn't really matter because when the game was on the line, we simply collapsed. Memphis put up just 10 points in the fourth quarter while the Blazers added 19 to close it out. And Memphis never led at any point of the game either. Portland controlled this game from start to finish, and the biggest problem, we couldn't string together consistent stops on defense. Then you had Denny Adahi, who decided to go absolutely berserk on us. He dropped 31 points, with 26 of those coming in the first half alone. The Blazers put up 71 first half points on us, and our defense just was not there. Still, the Grizzlies made a run. Our bench stepped up. They got us back within 7 to start the fourth quarter, but when it looked like we had a shot, the offense completely vanished. Brick after brick, turnover after turnover. Memphis simply did not come to win last night, and scoring 10 points in the entire fourth quarter is how you lose any game. But on the bright side, you did have Desmond Bane, who led the team with 20 points. He was aggressive early, and he tried to keep us in it, but it just wasn't enough. And then you also had Jaren Jackson Jr., who had a quieter night than usual, finishing with just 14 points. And honestly, we needed more from him offensively. And we had Scottie Pippen Jr., who came to play last night. He put up 18 points, and he gave us some much-needed energy, but again, it just wasn't enough. And we had Saudi Adama, who looked pretty solid on his return from injury with 16 points, but outside of those guys, the offense simply was not there. The real story tonight was Dendy Idea, who absolutely torched us. He went off for 31 points, including 26 in the first half. We had no answers for him offensively. He really set the tone early for Portland, and it just wasn't Adahi. You had Anthony Simmons, who added 22 points, hitting some key shots down the stretch to make sure we never really had a chance to come back. And then you also had some very, very angry and disappointed Grizz fans. So let's take a look at some of the tweets from last night from our fellow Grizzlies. You had Jason Smith, who said the Grizzlies are 8-11 since the trade deadline. We just got tossed by Portland with 2 of the main 3 guys on the floor. Pathetic. And then you had Xavier Dotson, who said, you would think the Grizzlies' defensive strategy would be to force the opponent to score inside the paint. There you have 2 7-footers protecting the rim, making shots difficult for opposing teams. No, instead, teams are shooting historic numbers against us night in and night out. You had DeMichael Cole right here saying, waving the white towel with a couple minutes left was embarrassing from a team fighting for the number 2 seed in the West. And then you had Molly Morrison, who said, my favorite thing is pretending my favorite team didn't play when they lose in an embarrassing way. The Grizzlies never heard of them. And then you had the Grizz Muse, who said this was a very laughable end to the game, emphasizing how the Grizzlies only scored 10 points the entire quarter. And he also added that the Memphis Grizzlies just lost to the 12-seeded Portland Blazers and are now 2.5 games back in the play-in. And then you also have Parker Fleming, who says this loss will move the Grizzlies 2 games back from 2 seed, a game back from the 3/4 seed, 2.5 games ahead of the 6 seed, 3.5 games against the play-in. Can they climb up? But man, the defense and the slow starts have to turn around fast. have real opportunities to gain ground in the standings with head-to-head matchups. Clippers Friday, home games against the Lakers and the Warriors, and end of the season against Denver. Salvageable, but they have to correct themselves here. Then you have Big Memphis 12, who says the Grizzlies made me spend another 3 hours watching them do multiple fake comebacks just to lose by 20 in the end. And then you have Memphis Grizzlies uniforms, who tweeted, no, teams don't just have good nights against us. We're lazy. We start slow and we allow guys to get going with open shots. We make silly turnovers. We stand around on offense. We don't get back on defense. And then you have Just a Lonely Titan fans, who replies to their tweet saying, for real, because every game I hear some team shoots 30-something% normally. When they play the Grizz, they just so happen to shoot 50+%. And then you have Ja, who's everybody's mood right here, with 12 Hoop Ja tweeting, yup, so embarrassing. And then you have Eric Tweets NBA, who says, this is the Grizzlies defense since the All-Star break. But this loss keeps the Grizzlies winless on their road trip so far. This team is in real danger of falling completely out of the play-in race, and things aren't going to get any easier. Next up, we have the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, who are coming off a win against the Cavs this past Tuesday, winning 132-119. We play the Clippers this Friday at 9:30 p.m. And if Memphis wants a shot to win this game, we have to start off better. We have to bring some defense from the jump, because if we show up like we did at tonight's game, it's going to get ugly real fast. So I want to hear from you. What's your biggest issues? The slow starts to the game, defense, something else? Drop your takes in the comments and let's talk about it. And of course, do not forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell for me. And I'll see y'all right after the Clippers game. Let's hope we got something better to talk about.